Good morning. Hello, Philip. He says, yay, Monday. Sob. Yeah, I know how you feel. I was reminding myself that we all had to go back to normal tomorrow. Last night, I was just like, how late can I get away with staying up? And the answer is, not that late. Let's make sure we're all good to go here. Okay. Anyway, so let's see. Recap of last week real quick. Let's grab it here. We finished our World of Flowers truck, which is right here. I thought that turned out pretty nice. And then on Friday, because we finished that truck up on Wednesday. And then Friday, hi Barbara! Good morning. Hi, Carol. Hello, hello. And then Friday, we worked on this one. It's not done yet. I'm probably going to do the rest of this off stream, but I wanted to do at least one where we did a little watercolor. And let's see if we can get this in focus here. There we go. Oh, I wonder if my autofocus will work this morning. Ha, it will. Hi, Kimmy. Hi, Samantha. Hello, hello. Anyway, so we worked on this a little bit on Friday, which was something kind of nice and fun and different. So, you know, it's always fun to mix it up sometimes. So that was last week. And then for those of you that have notifications on or maybe noticed, I also posted a review video, yesterday? Day before yesterday? I don't know. All my days run together. Recently. And it was this here, which is a new Arteza coloring book. It is, and if you've watched the review, oh, thanks, Carol. If you've watched the reviews, you kind of got or not a review, the, well, not reviews. Yeah, it was a review. I said reviews. There was a review. If you watched the review, you kind of got to see through it a little bit, but it's 72 sheets, and it's just got all of these little doodles inside. So if you're curious about it, I've got that up on YouTube now as well. I really like it because A, the pages are removable, but B, it's got this little strap around it to keep it contained. So yeah, I like that. And let's see, I also created a command for it, exclamation point Arteza CB for coloring book. So that link is there if you wanted to check it out. And then there's that review video up as well. Okay, so I got something else in the mail yesterday. Excuse me. I actually haven't used it since I've started streaming. But I thought of it because I have this one YouTube video that probably is my most watched. And it's just a real, let's turn this down, this music. 1 second. Competing with that music a little bit. It is, it's just simple. Oh, thanks, Kimmy. It's just some leaves that I colored and just kind of showed how I blended using Prismacolor. But at the very end, I added some ink to it. And the ink that I used was a gold ink. And it's this one. It's the Winsor & Newton Gold Metallic Bronze. Now, at the time, you know, I have my Sleechy metallic gel pens, but at the time I was struggling to find a nice gel pen that worked. And so I discovered these bottled inks. And now, not all bottled inks are created equal, but there's something kind of special about this one. If you go back and you watch the video, you'll notice, because it's super zoomed in, that this really just sparkles. It really does. And so we're going to check it out today. The only downside about it is that the mixture of stuff that's in here, it settles pretty quick. So when you use it, you need to make sure that right before you use it, you shake it really well, because the little bits in here, the gold, it's pretty heavy. Now, I don't know that I'm going to do it yet because I don't want to smear it, but what we're actually going to go ahead and do is, you'll see on here, we use, let's see if I can get this in focus. Yay, it's working today. All right, cool. You can see that we used gold ink on these little bits here. So the last thing that we're going to do before we go today, so if you want to see this used, stick around for it. But the last thing we're going to do today is we are going to use this Winsor & Newton ink here. Here, let's switch that. There we go. Okay, and then I also made a command for it, because I don't know that I put the link in the description for it, but ! gold ink. That is a link for it to Amazon. We're gonna, there's a couple different ways. We're gonna use a brush today, but there's a couple different ways that you can use bottled ink. Me personally, I like using a brush just because, I don't know, I feel like I have more control over a brush. It's just this one. It's just a little one. It is a Master's Touch round 2/0. It's just real little. And I just got this from Hobby Lobby. I also have like this basic kind of calligraphy set. I am not skilled with this at all. This is a dip pen. And the idea behind it is you dip it in the ink and it kind of holds in this reservoir. Here you can see it's got some leftover green ink on it. But it holds in this reservoir here, and then you're able to do it like this. Now, I have not mastered this yet. I've used it a few times, but half the time I just end up scratching the paper, which is why I tend to default back to something I'm comfortable with, like the handy dandy paintbrush. But here, I'm gonna move this out of the way, and I'm gonna open it up so you can at least see inside here. I actually haven't opened it since I ordered it, so I don't know if there's a paper on top or not. No, there's not. Okay. All right, so we're gonna actually zoom in really close here, because you can see the ink is practically moving, which is what I really like. And let's get this in focus here. Okay. So you see how it's just like sparkling right around the edge? It's like it's practically alive. I'm gonna shake it up one more time. We're gonna see if we can focus on what's inside it. Okay, let's brighten this up a little bit. Okay, you can see I'm shaking it in the other little camera there too. Okay, let's open it up. You can see it's just sparkling there. Let's see if we can get, there we go. Okay, you can see the inside. You see how it's just moving? And I'm sure a big part of that is because it is so heavy. But it does, it settles pretty quick. But then when you paint with it and add the little gold filigree on it, just put some in my cart, thanks, yeah. And that's the thing, is this used to be, when I used it more frequently, you'll see on there that like prices dropped down to like $5 or something like this. This used to be a lot more expensive. It was like almost $8 a bottle, but now it's only like 5 something. So I haven't used it in a couple years. Hi, Graziella. But I was thinking about it after I saw that video, because somebody was asking about the kind of ink that I used on that. And I suddenly realized I hadn't used it in ages. In fact, I think the bottles I have are all dried up. But I forgot how much I enjoy it. I wonder if I can get more light in there. But yeah. So it's a bottled ink. It's not a gel pen. So, you know, there is the risk of it being a bit more messy. There's also silvers, and, you know, there's different ones. But anyway, we're going to use this at the end here to top off a little gold, some gold pieces. I don't want to do it now because I'm a little concerned with smearing it afterwards, just like any gel pen. It's going to need some time to dry. Hi, Joanna! Although I'm wondering now if I should have waited a little bit before I introduced this, but... Oh, I realized I did not turn off that little square. Sorry about that. That's my little focus square. So anyway, stay tuned for that. I might take another brief intermission later on and show you guys kind of how it sparkles again. But we will be using this at the end today. So if you want to see how I use that, feel free to stick around. Yeah, and it's the Winsor & Newton ink. You can just type !gold ink in chat, and it'll take you right to the Amazon page where you can get it. Okay, so I think that's all the announcements we have for now. Let's turn this back down a little bit. I had that turned up kind of high for that. I swear, my Prismacolors never translate on camera as well. I don't know, this picture always seems blurry to me. Okay, here we go. All right, so what do we got today? We have got another butterfly, we've got some leaves, we got some flowers. So we've got quite a few stuff that we can work on. I want to start with finishing off these leaves. I want to get this whole plant finished. Then we're going to do the butterfly, and then we're going to do our flowers, and then we'll see where we're at. Because I still would like to do, obviously, something on the border and something with the background. I haven't decided yet. So I don't know that we will get this one done today, but I think that this session and then maybe another one we'll probably do it. Got my coffee this morning too. All right. Okay. I don't know why I stopped using it either. I mean, this ink is just wonderful. I mean, it is kind of a pain because you have to, you know, shake it after every time you use it because it settles. But the effect that it gives is totally worth it. I love it. Really, I don't know why I haven't mentioned it before now. Okay, I still have the Prismacolors in the Good Morning Sue in the cup that I used last time. So let's take a look at what we have for our greens. Okay, we're gonna finish off these leaves. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let's get... That's cream. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Grab chestnut for a little bit of shading. And our white. All right, let's take a look at our drawer and see what greens we have left. Of course, I don't know. I don't know that I want to do anything too different and make the leaves stand out that much more. I don't know. Let's see, get that out of the way here. Okay, we already got the dark green. Olive green, apple green. Let's grab apple green. That might give us a slightly different shade. Lime peel. No, I don't want to do lime peel. Yeah, I think just the addition of what was that? Apple green? Yeah, apple green. Ought to mix it up enough. All right, so let's go ahead and start with our dark green here, PC 908. All right, like I said, I want to get these leaves done first, and then we will do the other butterfly, and then we'll get some florals done. It's so nice that my autofocus has decided to work. It's so nice. It's the little things, right? The little things. Let's see, where is... There it is. A little handheld sharpener. I don't use my doll with this one because you get too long of a point, but my little Stedler handheld one is perfect for this. Alrighty. So like I said, we're going to use dark green, the PC 908 first. Oh, I'm so glad I got that exposure fixed. My instinct was to look up and be like, oh no, it's blowing it out. Dark green. So, who here has seen around Instagram and some of the coloring groups, who here has heard about Faytober? Or not Faytober, February. See, I've got Inktober stuck in my head. And that's the second time I said Faytober to my husband. And he's like, really? It's Faytober? He's like, they missed a perfect opportunity with February. I was just like, oh, it is February. Like, my brain is not catching up with my mouth, like, at all. But February. I am super excited about it. I am joining in as one of the artists, and I cannot wait to show you all what I have drawn for it. It may or may not have inspired a series, so we'll see where I go with that, but yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be super fun. That music's hardly playing at all, isn't it? Problem is I have like some louder songs and some quieter songs, so it's like balancing the volume between the two. Here we go. All right, got that dark green. We're gonna shift over and do the dark green on here. Yeah, it's gonna be super fun. Well, now that I've got the Etsy store up and running, I kind of feel like, you know, I should be you know, it was never, I wasn't ever actively creating new pages, so to speak. I kind of was just, you know, I had a bunch of them already made, and so I didn't feel the need to create new ones since nothing much was happening with the old ones. But now that I've got the Etsy, like, I feel like I should be creating some new stuff. And I had a lot of fun drawing what I did draw, and I think that it could potentially, I think I could figure to make some more for it. So yeah. Hi Maria, right Joanna? Yeah, it is exciting. I can't wait for you guys to all see what's been going on. It's gonna be some good stuff. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow I may post a little sneak peek of what I've been doing. I'll probably post it on Instagram. But I think I realized though that one of the issues that I do have is, and I need to step away from that, is that I find that because I color Johanna's stuff so much, I find that what I do tends to be a little bit influenced by her style. So I really had to take a look at it and be like, that element is way too, you know, Johanna-like, so I take it out and I drew something else, you know. When you look at an artist's work for oh, thanks, Kimmy. When you look at an artist's work for so long, it's kind of hard not to be influenced by it, especially when there's recently been a drawing book out where I drew a bunch of her stuff. So it's difficult when your styles are, I wouldn't say that they're similar, but it's definitely been influenced by her work. So I have to kind of rewire my brain to step away from that a little bit and, you know, make sure that I'm doing my own thing. I mean, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but there is a line drawn when you're trying to make a career out of it. Oh, you too. I'm too curious. Good. I was working on leaves and didn't see. Oh, there. Gotcha. Oh, I'm working on leaves too, Sue. There we go. All right, that was our dark green. Okay. Thanks, Kimmy. All right, now let's go ahead and use apple green. Okay, I'm going to give that a little sharpen. Well, one of the drawings, I started drawing it Saturday morning, and I spent most of the day on it, but I got it done in one day. Now, that's not saying that every drawing I do needs to be done in one day, but that did tell me, I'm using apple green now, by the way, PC 912. That did tell me that I am capable of getting it done quicker if I want to. And it still came, it didn't look rushed at all. I mean, I literally spent like all day drawing on it. So, you know, if you talk about hours put in on a drawing, it was just, I got it done in a day, but that's because I did it all in one sitting. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great. Okay, slide that on over. Let's do these middle ones. And I know it's been a little bit since we had a morning stream. I apologize. Last week was just kind of crazy. Just a bit. But when isn't it? I will say one thing for Prismacolors. They do blend really nicely. You know, and we might even add a bit of this apple green to the other leaves too, just to balance out some of this green. Aw, thanks, Kimmy. Okay, and turn. Okay, so this is dark green and apple green we're using. I have no doubt your Etsy store is going to grow. I'm so excited for you, Deb. Aw, thanks, Joanna. Okay, let's see. Let's add a little bit of this apple green right over here. Okay. Yeah, I like that. And we're going to add there. Okay, and here. Aw, thanks, Kimmy. We're just adding a touch of this apple green to these leaves to kind of tie them all in together. Just a touch. And just on one side too, not on both sides. There we go. Okay, let's do some at the bottom. All right. There we go. All right. Now let's grab, well, first we're gonna take a sip of coffee here. There we go. All right, I wanna go ahead and grab our cream, but we're gonna switch the pencil extender here. Oh, I really forgot how teeny tiny this green is. It's so little bitty. That moment when you realize you're twisting it the wrong way. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I gotta remember that. All right. There we go. All right. That's the cream. Make sure we're in frame here. Thanks, Kimmy. Okay, we're gonna put that cream here. Oh, you know what? I realized we forgot to put a little bit of apple green right there. Okay. All right, now here comes the white. We are gonna use our white to kind of blend all of this together. There we go. Hi, Abby, good morning. We're working on some leaves this morning. Go. Yeah, I like that. And then we'll add a little bit of chestnut to it. Not much, just a bit. Let's grab our white again. Just popping in to say hi. Sounds good, Connie. Thanks for popping in. Morning, Tyler. Okay, I'm gonna blend that just a bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna move over here. Get another sip of coffee. It's like every time we finish a section of leaves, we gotta drink a little coffee. Okay. All right. No worries, Connie. No worries, Tyler. All right. Then cream. Go. All right, now we're gonna blend. Oh, you know what? Let's include this one over here too. There we go. All right, then we're gonna sharpen our white. And then for those of you here too, we are gonna be using some new ink at the end of today here. It's some new Winsor and Newton Gold ink. I used to use this all the time. I use this in one of my green leaf videos. It's really sparkly, so I'm going to show you how to use it. Here, let's see if we can... There you go. I'm going to go over how to use it, or how I use it at the end of stream here when we add some embellishments. So, if you want to see that, swing back around for that near the end. Thanks, Connie. Think I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. Well, yeah, definitely, Carol. That is a must on Monday mornings. I feel like it's almost a requirement. Monday? Okay, coffee. If I don't drink coffee on any other day of the week, it's Monday. Go. Make sure that's not too loud. Okay, we're just gonna blend all this with our white. So this is one of the reasons I do like Prismacolors, is their blendability. Okay, gonna sweep all that away. And then we're going to come back in with our chestnut again, PC 1081. And a little bit on the sides where the shadows would fall. There we go. A little bit over here. There we are. Phew, made it home. Suddenly remembered about stream while shopping at Hubcraft. You're my TV in the kitchen. Oh, sounds good, Yvonne. Thanks, Kimmy. Well, I'm glad you can make it, Yvonne. I know that you have because you're you know, in Scotland, it's hard for time of day, so I always feel bad when I have to cancel the morning ones, because there really are, you know, it's practically impossible for... You know, it's because it's so late for the other one, and so this one is, which is why I started doing morning streams in the first place. And so when I have to cancel them, I'm like, but it's okay. We're here now. We're going now, so this is good. Yeah, we're going to be going over that ink at the end of stream also, and for those who missed it, or if they haven't seen it yet, I've got that review up about that Arteza coloring book. That is up also. And that is... Oh goodness, where did I put it now? Literally, I haven't moved from the seat and I've just shifted things, and yet somehow I misplaced things. Ah, there it is. Here we go. That is this coloring book here. So we've got a new review up for that as well. That's fair. That's fair. All right. Let's squeak over and do these two leaves here. And there is a 10% off coupon code with that coloring book as well. And see, and then this is the issue that I have with Prismacolors. So I'm gonna show you with this. I don't have this problem near as much with really, let's see if I can focus, any other pencil. So as nice as Prismacolors are, I noticed when I was, Patty says, hi, Ryan, can't stay, but we'll be watching the pictures. Beautiful, Emily. Thanks, Patty. So Prismacolors, their lead, I noticed it while I was pushing, that this was tipping here. The problem is when this breaks while you're coloring, thankfully it's a white so you get a ding, but I mean, you could just see that it just practically pops right out of there. So now you've lost, you know, a good, what is this? Almost 1/4 of an inch of lead. And now you've just got to hope that it's not broken further down. So breakage is definitely a big reason why I don't use Prismacolors nearly as much. And, you know, maybe part of it is it's just the nature of the pencil because, you know, it's a softer lead pencil. Thankfully, that one didn't break. But I think that if they perhaps added more glue in the barrel, I think that it would be less of an issue. And because think of it, if it was adhered to this wood, it would be a lot, like all the way through. Like let's say the whole lead was adhered to the wood all the way through. It would be a lot less likely to break off inside the barrel. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's Prismacolor. They didn't used to be like this. Once they changed company and they kind of outsourced it a little bit, the quality control went way down, which is, you'll notice the price on Prismacolors is much lower than it was, you know, even just 5 years ago. I mean, we all started coloring a lot of these books, what, in 2015, 2014? It's 2020 now. Think of how expensive a full set of Prismacolors was then versus how they are now. I mean, we're talking at least $150, at least $1 per pencil in the full set, which still is less expensive than like buying individually at Hobby Lobby. But now you're seeing the 150 sets for as low as almost $80. I mean, that's almost half of what the price used to be. So that in and of itself, now I understand that they're competing with other pencils and stuff, but that in and of itself tells me that they're still not as good. I mean, you can look at just this here. This is the green ochre. I mean, just look at the way this wood is shredded. There's a huge difference in the quality of wood chosen for these pencils. Let's see if I can see here. This is the cream. You can just see this white's not as bad, but I mean, we all saw that it just, let's see, it just broke. There's just a definite difference between that and say like an Arteza. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can get that in focus. There we go. There's a difference. There's a significant difference. And I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves with Prismacolor. Okay, rant over. Sorry. Yeah, see, exactly. $79 for a set of 150. That's close to half of what the price used to be. So either they're lowering it to compete with the market, or they also agree that it's not as high quality as it used to be. Who knows? $35, Abby? Where did you find it for $35? I mean, but when I was in college, I remember, I mean, Prismacolors were the pencil to have. I mean, that was it. Now, granted, I didn't know much about pencils at the time, so Prismacolors are one of the more common names, but still. Okay. Let's see. We need to get a stem colored here. Let's pop this over here. All right, let's pop our dark green back in our pencil extender here. Ah, I keep turning it the wrong way. You'd think I'd learn. You agree with my rant? All right, yeah. It seems to be a common frustration just in the community by itself. I'd like to think that, you know, they'd be aware that this is a common issue, but, you know, what are you going to do? If I found a box of 79, I'd buy a new one immediately. I bought my 150 set at the price of 160 euros. Oh, dang, Barbara. Well, I think on Amazon US, I want to say they're, well, I want to say they were like 80 something right now, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Do I have a link for it? Oh, that's right, Abby. I remember hearing about that. Let's see. Exclamation point. Prismacolor? I assume I have a link for it on here somewhere. I've got so many commands now, I can't remember all of them. I just assumed that I have it up there. Maybe I did Prismacolor 150. Prismacolor 150. Maybe? Maybe? Thought I had it. Let's see. It's enough about a quarter. I always have to... Yeah, Prismacolor 150. That's what it was. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what it's at right now. Okay, it's back up to 94, 98. But still. It used to cost exponentially more. All right. Let's see. Let's grab this, our dark green. I mean, if you look at the formula of what they use for the pencil lead itself, the idea behind it is still good. Because I understand that they're easily breakable. And part of that is because the lead is so soft, which is also a good thing because it blends so well. That being said, if you're going to put a pencil out that is known to be that soft and maybe a bit more fragile than other pencils, then what you need to do is make an adequate casing for it. That being said, you know, a better quality wood, maybe glue all the way down the barrel. You know, I think that the artists as a community could accept a softer lead, but the problem is that its casing isn't protecting it well enough. So if it had glue all the way inside the barrel rather than just dots, and it had a better quality wood that isn't going to shred at the first sign of trouble, then I think that in general, the pencil would be a higher quality pencil. So it's not necessarily that it's the problem with the lead, it's the problem with the casing and the way that the pencil is produced. Thanks, Abby. I mean, that's part of what makes Prismacolor unique is the softness of the lead, so I can accept that. It's just that the quality of what they put it on isn't as great. Using that same dark green here. Hi, Bo! We are just discussing Prismacolor frustrations. Or rather, I'm venting. Everyone else is listening to me vent. There we go. All right, let's zoom on out. I think that is the majority of the plant finished. Agreed, Joanna. I think that they would definitely be worth more if they changed that. Okay. All right, so the plant is finished. Let's move up and do our butterfly, and then we'll move on to the flowers. I mean, if you think about it, the Caran d'Ache are also another very... Venta on, dearest, I know, right? They're also a very soft pencil lead, but they have crafted a pencil that doesn't have as much breakage issues. I mean, you also notice it's a thicker barrel, too, so maybe that has something to do with it. I'm not sure. Because maybe the thicker barrel, and they've got a closed... Here, let me just pull out... Let's see, do I have? Yeah, I do. I've got one right here. Okay, so this is a Caran d'Ache. I need to put the pencils down and get busy. Should have left over an hour ago. Ah, nonsense, Sue. No, I'm kidding. So you can see there's a size difference in the barrel for sure. The Caran d'Ache, it's now a mission to create the perfect pencil. I know, right? Wouldn't that be amazing? The Caran d'Ache Luminance is a thicker barrel pencil, plus... It's got, you know, it's dipped on the bottom, so it's closed on the bottom. Because I have had a Prismacolor that has literally pushed out to the end. In fact, I wonder if I still have it. It was a pink. Maybe I don't have it anymore, but... Oh, wait, is this it? No, not that one. Anyway, but I did have a pink pencil where the lead actually came out from the bottom. I think I even had to put, like, tape over the back of it to keep the lead from pushing out when I pressed down. Sounds good, Sue. But, I mean, you can see the quality of wood in a Caran d'Ache. Like, it's a beautiful pencil, really. Here, let's get this in focus here. There you go. Yeah, it's a gorgeous pencil. And it's still really soft. Yeah, I love these. I don't use them as often because I try to save them and they're fairly spendy, but... This is like the epitome of pencil. These are my trophy pencils. Some Dosh people need to see this video. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but I definitely think that there are some improvements. I need to go to like a marketing meeting with Prismacolors. It's like, all right, you guys, some changes need to be made. Time to rock the boat. Get us out some decent coloring supplies. All right. Almost done with my coffee. Wow, finished off. All right. Okay, so we've got a blue. Why am I saving pencils? Well, what do you mean? Like, why am I not using all the pencils? Well, for the Cran d'Ache, I do use them, but I use them on very specific pictures. Pictures I know won't eat up a lot of the pencil. Pictures that are maybe kind of special. Pictures I know that'll work well with the Cran d'Ache, because the Luminance are a fairly expensive set of pencils. I was gifted them for Christmas or birthday a couple years ago, and I've gotten a few replacement pencils and such, but it's my most expensive set of pencils. Sorry, I was stretching. It's my most expensive set of pencils, so they're not exactly one I want to blow through. I mean, I did a picture in Enchanted Forest or Secret Garden, anyway, and I used like an entire Prismacolor pencil. They're making new colors? I haven't. When are they supposed to come out? All right, we've got pink, yellow, blue. Let's see. We don't want to do green. We've got green here. I don't want to do orange. I'm leaning towards purple. Yeah, I think purple will be good. Yeah, because like on Amazon right now, the Luminance are going for... Let's see. The full 76 are going for $193.52. Yeah, and I've had this set for 4 years. Looks like I got it back on September 20th, 2016. So this was about a year after I started the adult coloring. So I've had this particular set for about 4 years with a few replacement pencils. Like here. I don't know that I have a command for it, so we'll just pop this here. There we go. That's for the Luminance. Oh, most definitely, Yvonne. 48 more colors according to Albert. Ooh, very nice. Oh, in April. Oh, that's going to be perfect. Maybe I can put it like, hopefully they'll have like a pre-list on Amazon. I can put it on my wish list. My birthday's in April. Tell my husband, be like, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right, let's do a purple. I don't want to use Dahlia purple because we use that in this one. So I want to do a little bit of a cooler purple for that butterfly. So let's see. Let's get Violet. Whenever I hear Violet, I think of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Violet! You're turning violet, Violet! All right, and then we'll get Violet. And then... 956 lilac, and then that'll be for the outside. We'll follow it up with cream. I'm dying for black widows, right? It's a thing. Hint, hint. Exactly, exactly. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. That's how that works, right? Let's see. I actually think I kind of want to do the same inside that I did on this one, but it'll just be a different outside. So I'm pretty sure we use, let's see, what do I have in here? I'm gonna guess that we had used chestnut and cream. So let's do that again. And let's see, 1026, do I have that? Great lavender, yes I do, perfect. All right, there we go. So let's move this on over. We're gonna do this one. Let's zoom on down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm always quoting songs from random musicals I have filed away in my brain. She said April, Abby. So that'll be super exciting. All right. Sharpen this. Yeah, see, you can look at that. You can see that where that just chunked out. Even if your sharpener is a little dull, it shouldn't be doing that much damage to your pencils. It just shouldn't. Although it would help if I emptied this. All right, that coffee cup is empty. We're gonna empty the sharpener container. That helps sometimes. Go. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, that helped a little bit. Look at that. It's so distressing. How do we get on the Widow special people list? I know, right? I'd be right there with you. Right there with you. There we go. Well, I'll be curious to see what their new colors are. All right, so had a phone call, so missed some of the chat. Watch back later. Sounds good, Carol. Probably just more of me venting about Prismacolor. Oh, also we discovered that Black Widow is coming out with new colors, so that's exciting. All right, here we go. So we're going to start with Dioxazine Purple Hue, which is PC 132. Okay, we are going to do same thing here. Yvonne, isn't it absolutely wonderful to live in Scotland? I was just thinking about that the other day. I would love to go back for a visit. There was so much that I didn't see there. And it's so beautiful. I mean, we went in March, so it was cold and rainy and stuff, but still. Emily, can we stepped away for a few heavy internet problems in Logan? No worries. I read somewhere that Crondash are adding to the luminance range. Ooh, I'll have to go to her YouTube, check that out. Yeah, every now and then I was just like, aw, I want to go back to Scotland. It's so nice there. Like, I would love, if I was this adventurous, like, I'd want to go during the prime, you know, year there. But I would love to, like, just take a backpacking trip around Scotland. Not even just around the whole UK, just Scotland, and like go to, you know, all the moors and just see this. It's so beautiful. Scotland is my spirit animal. All right, now we're gonna do violet. Not much though, because it's pretty similar to the dioxazine. I want to make sure we get some of that lighter purple in. In fact, yeah, we're not gonna use very much at all. It's 0 degrees today, freezing, but bright sunshine. See, even that though, that just sounds, that sounds wonderful. Cold, but wonderful. It's definitely on my bucket list to go back there someday. All right, now we're gonna use lilac. kind of go over both of those. Make sure we're leaving a little section for the grade lavender. Come back and we were colored together. Yvonne, I will take you up on that. If I ever make it back to there, which I really hope I do. I mean, it's definitely not a just a weekend trip, but if I ever make it back, we will meet up. I loved it there so much. It was so beautiful. Definitely want to see more castles. I'm glad we rented a car last time too. I don't think I'd want to just rely on public transportation, because when you're in a car, you've got the freedom to kind of go everywhere, you know? All right, now let's see. I'm going to sharpen this grade lavender. I know secret places with beautiful views over Loch Ness. Oh, that'd be so pretty. Oh, see, yeah, Ireland is the place I want to go to also. Actually, I think my ancestors, well, not think, I know. My ancestors hail from Ireland. The Loch Ness was one of the places I had on my list for using the grade lavender, but I didn't get a chance to go to. I was going to go up towards Inverness, and then just south, there was this, I can't remember the name of it, there was this little village where, because I didn't want to go to like a super touristy spot, but it was just like on the banks of Loch Ness, and it had, it just had like in this little spot, this little picnic spot. And so we were going to pack a picnic, but we were staying in Aberdeen, and it was just, I don't know, by the time the trip was coming to an end, it was just, we had traveled all the way over to Doon to go see Doon Castle, and we realized just how, because Doon was like 3 hours away, and we're just like, well, that was exhausting, so we ended up ticking it off the list. But I did get to go to Slains Castle, which was cool, and we went to... like I said, Doon Castle, and we went to, oh, what was the name of it? Gosh, I'm drawing a blank on it now. I don't plan on living anywhere else. Well, that's perfect. I don't blame you. We went on our honeymoon. Aw, that's so nice. They'll have to kick me out. Fort Augustus. Yeah, there was, well, here, there's a... I got a picture of it here on my wall. Castle was haunted. We slept in the car from 4 a.m. till sunup. That's hilarious. Grab this picture here. I've got a few on the wall here. All right. Dunatar. That's what it was. Dunatar. So we went to Dunatar. And then this is when we were driving through Cairngorm Forest. It was just so pretty. Like the whole thing was so pretty. And then... this was Slains Castle here. It was super spooky. Like a legit abandoned, like derelict castle. It wasn't like, oh, pay something to go see it kind of thing. Like it was completely unkempt, and it was one of those enter at your own risk kind of deals, but it was worth it. I wish I could have spent more time there, but the day that we went, it was rainy and windy. And actually the video... I've actually got it here from our whole trip. But you'll see in the video that I made about the trip to Scotland, when I'm in Slains Castle, you'll see I like take a step back, and it's because it created a wind tunnel, because it's right there on like a cliffside next to the ocean, and it was just so windy it nearly knocked me over. Like it was crazy windy. All right, let's see if I can find it real quick. I want to share it with you. Here we go. My trip to Scotland. Okay, and share. Here we go. Okay, here is the video I made for that. It was awesome. I'll never forget that trip. 'Twas amazing, and I really want to go back. All right, so here we got chestnut now. Let's turn this up just a little bit. That's down, up. There we go. Here we go. But yeah, we stayed at a really pretty hotel, and it was really nice. The alarm got pulled twice. The fire alarm got pulled twice while we were there. One was because someone had pulled it. The second one was because one of the fireplaces in the kitchen got backed up. So it was like spewing smoke and everything. But it was like twice within the same period of time. And we were all like, what is going on? But yeah. It was an awesome trip. And I cannot wait to go back. If there wasn't, you know, the whole we'd have to be away from family thing, like I'd consider settling there, but... Stirling Castle? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we ended up being able to go to Dune. We went to Dunatar. We went to Slains. We saw Johanna. We spent a day in Aberdeen just kind of shopping. We did some general sightseeing. We ended up in this little town... oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it now. But it was in, like, so when we drove through Cairngorm Forest, and we went through there, we found this little town that had this really cute little cafe. Now, you're going to hear this story, and you're going to think, oh my gosh, doesn't she know about stranger danger traveling in a foreign country? But it was situational. If you had been there, you would have realized that it was just fine. But, anyway, so it was lightly snowing when we were there. I can't remember the name of the town, but anyway, my mom and I popped in, and you know, we were looking for kind of food to eat and all that stuff, and we ended up chatting with the woman who owned the cafe, and she introduced us to this older gentleman, and like he was easily in his 80s probably. His wife had passed recently, and he lived by himself and everything. So anyway, you know, we finished chatting with them. We go to leave because I wanted to go take a look at the cemetery was there. Because, I mean, it was a pretty historic town, so it's neat to go there and see some of the really old headstones. You get a lot of Outlander fans visiting Inverness. Yeah, that would be me, Yvonne. That's one of the reasons I wanted to go to Dune Castle. But I mean... Because I also, over by Inverness, I also wanted to go see Culloden Moor, but that was another one I wasn't able to tick off my list. But anyway, he was a real sweet old man, and so we go look at this graveyard, because I wanted to check out the headstones. And of course it starts, you know, it's snowing and everything, and it's just cold outside. And we had walked there. It wasn't too far. It was maybe like 3 blocks. It wasn't that big of a deal. But he pulled up, and he's just like, you guys, you know, he was actually Irish. And he had, you know, I'm not going to try and copy it here because I'm just going to butcher it. But he had, you know, an Irish accent, and he basically told us we were going to catch our death of cold. So he invited us to come to his place. And again, you could tell he was harmless. Like, it was situational. We were being safe, but just trust me, it was fine. But anyway, so we went to his place, and he was just the sweetest old man. I think that he was a little lonely. And so, anyway, we ended up going to his place. Arteza glitter purple, by the way. We ended up going to his place, and the coffee was really good. I don't know what coffee he had. He used like a coffee press. Anyway, but it was really good, and we just stayed and we chatted, and he, you know, pulled out his photo albums, and he showed us like all of his pictures from, he called it the Great War, and it was really cool. He allowed me to take some pictures of some of his pictures, and so I've got them tucked away somewhere. But it was just kind of an interesting kind of tucked away experience that it's not, you know, I don't like doing a lot of touristy things. So sometimes when you can get like kind of a real life view of a place that you go to visit, it's almost more entertaining. But anyway, we stayed and we visited for a while, and yeah, it was just kind of an interesting experience to add to the trip. And yeah, it was really good. He talked about, you know, his grandkids and his wife and everything like that, and you know, then we talked about the history of the town, and he's like lived there for forever. And yeah, it was really cool. It's really fun. Okay, so we've got our blue butterfly, our purple butterfly. Right, Joanna? Yeah, it was great. It was great. And I just thought it was so sweet. I mean, he didn't want us, you know, to catch our death in the snow. So, you know, he invited us for coffee till the snow died down, and we just hung out for a little bit. And, you know, those kind of things aren't planned. You know what I mean? All right, let's go ahead and color some of this grass. Exactly. Yeah, me too. Okay, let's put this, we're going to use our dark green here. Go. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, because apparently he had just lived there for years upon years upon years. Currently stuck in inky ivy. Well, you know, that's what I do. Sometimes I'll take a break. I mean, this is also another reason why I'm using chestnut, by the way. Why I have about a gajillion and one work in progresses, because I do have a tendency to do that. But my thing is if I'm not enjoying it, you know what I mean? Sometimes I just need to feel inspired to finish a picture, you know? Okay. All right, let's do some grass here. Let's see, what time is it? 10:04. We're doing good on time. Doing real good on time, actually. All right, let's use our dark green again. Let me sharpen it a little bit. Ah, I'm always turning this thing the wrong way. Here we go. It's getting to the point where I almost can't sharpen it. Little nub of a pencil. I'm used to being no work press, now I'm the work in progress master, but that's progress, right? Exactly. Yeah, I have way too many work in progress. I thought about, because I was trying to think, you know, we're done with Friday's picture, and we did a little bit of watercoloring, but I was trying to think of what to do next for Fridays, and I'm just like, maybe I should just do work in progress for Fridays all the time now until I get them all done. It might force me to actually sit down and do them. I think I made notes when I talked to him too, because I couldn't, you know, I don't have the best memory, and I remember he was telling us a lot of like, there's True Green, a lot of history facts, and I didn't want to forget any of them, so I think I definitely took notes. Because the town that we went to, it wasn't like a booming town. It was definitely, hi Linda! It was definitely one of those towns that wasn't dying, but it wasn't actively growing either. But it's just been around so long. And I guess where this town was, it used to be a high place of trade, because back when the roads were simpler, this was like the town in the middle of where all the roads met. So a lot of traders came through here and everything. And then apparently, like, there was a railroad or something that came through that actually bypassed the town. and I would just make a new work in progress pile. There you go. It actually, the railroad bypassed the town, and so that really hurt their, you know, kind of import-export stuff, and so I think it had a hard time recovering after that. But there's still a fairly decent population that lives there, and it was just, everybody there was super friendly. You know, there was like a little curio shop there and everything, but yeah, it was real nice. Using that cream here. There we go. And sharpen the white. And then remember, folks, stick around till the end, and I'm going to show you how I use that gold ink. I wait till the end to use it just because I have a feeling I'm going to smear it if I do it sooner. Because it's definitely the kind of ink that needs to dry. I think it's, I mean, it's even wetter than like gel pen, really. All right, then we're going to grab this chestnut. And the funny thing was, is my mom and I, so, I mean, I don't do a ton of sugar, but when we went, whenever we went, we didn't want to go to, like, any kind of fast food while we were there. We really wanted to try a lot of the, you know, unique cafes, the kind of hole-in-the-wall places where, you know, there's no cafe kind of like it anywhere else. It's just, you know, a single person that owns it or whatever. But anytime we went to a new cafe that we hadn't been to before, we always got the Victorian sponge cake. Because, I mean, you've essentially got, you know, the 2 layers of sponge, you've got the, what is it, jam, you've got the cream. Like, it's the same basic formula. So our thing was we compared the Victoria sandwich cakes for everywhere that we went. I mean, and I grew up in a fishing town, so a lot of the towns that we went across, because we were staying in Aberdeen, a lot of them were fishing towns, so I loved the kind of vibe that you got from all those places. Okay. So there's that grass. All right. It's coming along. It's coming along. All right, let's do these, shall we? Well, actually, no, we're moving left to right. I guess let's do these here. All right, so let's do these 2 leaves over here because these are kind of on their own a little bit. These ones here. Okay. So we're going to grab grass green. What's everybody else's favorite place to travel, or what's a place on their bucket list that they would want to, that, you know, that they want to travel to? I do too. Why do we not live by the water? I know, right? I know my kids have been to you know, a beach before, but I do wish that we lived closer. I'd probably take them a lot more often. But they've both had a chance to go to Oregon and go to the beach, and I've got a really cute picture of them standing together in front of the beach. I'm moving to Florida on June 2nd, miles from the ocean. Oh, nice. That'll be great. Sorry, I had to register that for a second because I was just like, wait, miles? Like really far away? But Florida's there. And then I realized that what you meant. Anyway, my brain is not working quickly today. I want to let's grab chartreuse. Okay. bright. I don't know why, but my kids are obsessed with the color chartreuse. But when they say it, they can't quite pronounce it. Like, they can say, actually, my oldest can, but my youngest, he goes chartreuse. Everything's got a SH to it. But he loves chartreuse, so he says chartreuse. Bucket list, Montana. Oh, Bozeman, Montana. Oh, yeah, Montana's real nice. It's beautiful. I actually wouldn't mind moving to Montana. I remember when we drove through there, when we were moving down to Texas, we got out at a rest stop. I think we were in Helena, not Helena, Montana. Anyway, we just got out, and the elevation is so much higher there. I got out, and the air was just so crisp and so clean. Like, I remember just being blown away. Like, I just felt like I could breathe so easily up there. Like, it was just beautiful. Montana is gorgeous. I have a friend that lives in Edmonton, Alberta. Oh, Canada. Yes, Canada is real pretty too. I'd love to go visit. I went to Victoria and Vancouver when I was younger, and it was very, very pretty. In fact, I remember, you know, it's funny, when you live in a place, you maybe don't realize, just using chestnut, by the way, just how pretty it is. Because I remember going in, when we got to Canada, we went into the bank to go exchange our money for Canadian dollars. And I remember telling the teller there just how beautiful I thought it was. And this was in Victoria, which is just gorgeous. And she just like looked at me confused, because she's like, huh, I guess I don't really think about it, because she lives there, you know? You get so immersed in it, you almost just don't notice it. Couldn't do the cold though, gorgeous place, yeah. You're retiring for a second time? Nice. Ooh, a cozy shack on the Newport coast. That does sound nice. I think Rhode Island would be nice too. There's definitely a lot more. I definitely want to go to Korea at some point. Mostly for my husband's familial ties. But I also want to go to like Switzerland. I think Switzerland would be real pretty. But that's partially probably because of my love of the hobbits. Alright, we're also going to add gel pen here, but I'm going to wait because I will inevitably smear it. I mean, let's be honest here. Alright, we're going to use our dark green again. I sometimes feel backgrounds would be so much easier, and maybe it's just because I've been, you know, doing a lot of digital stuff lately, but I wish that I could just like remove this part, color the whole background, and then place this back on top, you know? I need separate layers when I color. Oh, that's fun. See, it's always fun when you find, you know, people that actually live close to you. That's what I need here. I need more IRL coloring buddies. Nah, I don't need IRL coloring buddies. I have you. Ooh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Ooh. Okay, tried to stifle that one. And yes, that was a sneeze. That was. Oh, goodness. I always think it's funny when in TV, like a character sneezes just once, and people are like, oh no, you're coming down with a cold. And I'm just sitting there thinking, they sneezed once. It doesn't mean they have a cold. It means they had a nose tickle. Okay, let's see. We're going to use some green there. Actually, you know what? We're going to do this. Yeah, we're not going to do gel pen there. Yeah, Nova Scotia. And that's partially because of my love of Anna Green Gables. All right. Let's see. Aw, thanks. Thanks, Linda. All right. Let's see. We're gonna use True Green. There we go. All right, let's use our cream now. Okay, and then we're gonna grab our white. Okay. There we go. Zoom out just a bit, shall we? There we go. All right, now we're gonna use chestnut. All right. I'm back using markers and fine liners. I found some Johanna canvases cheap. I now have 4 different ones. Nice, Yvonne. Yeah, I'm thinking for our next ones we should do some markers here. I got those new dual tips, and so I want to definitely try and do a page with that. We tested out a little bit in our fairy book, but I definitely want an opportunity to use them more. Just couldn't start anything new until I finished these work in progresses, you know? But I have had a few requests for a marker page. So I definitely want to try and squeeze that in at some point. There we go. Okay. And I realized I want to do the same kind of color combination in these as well. Excuse me. Here we go. Times it. 10:21. I want to make sure I leave plenty of time for us to explore that ink a little bit, but I think we've got a little bit of time still. All right, True Green. There we go. And let's see, we're actually just going to use... I haven't been brave enough for markers. Yeah, I get that. Markers can be a little intimidating. Just a little bit of blend there. All right, now let's just do some pink there. So let's grab our Dahlia Purple. And then actually just our blush pink. That's all we're going to use for those little buds. Okay. So just a little bit of Dahlia Purple. Fade that out a little bit. Okay. And blush pink. And then I want to darken up that corner with just a tad more Dahlia. I love Dahlia purple. It's such a pretty color. Okay, so Carol, be brave. There you go. Sorry, I keep stretching. Oh man, it's a busy weekend. It's a really busy weekend. It's full with Girl Scout activities. But you know, I just realized that this leaf is the same as this leaf, so we need to do that leaf before we forget what we did. Ooh, how about I not knock the paper? That'd be helpful. All right, so let's grab our dark green. Okay. We also used it there. Okay, then we're going to grab our apple green. Okay. Then our cream. And our true green goes here. Okay, we're going to grab our white. Okay, then we're going to grab our chestnut. Be afraid the markers would go through the other side of my page. So if that's what you're concerned about, I would start on an artist edition. Try a test page. Find a book that maybe is single-sided. So maybe not jump right into a Johanna book if that's what you're concerned about. But yeah, there's a couple different options for that. Or do a print off page so you can print it on whatever kind of paper you think would work best for it. All right, now we have this one. So we are going to, I used chartreuse on that. That's why that was so much brighter. I was thinking that didn't match the other ones very well. I was like, what did I do differently? There we go. That's better. Much better. All right, so now let's grab Prussian green. Sharpen it a little bit. That we're using Prussian green there. Yeah, the fine liners, especially the Staedtler fine liners. The Staedtler fine liners are good. All right, then we're going to use sap green light. Okay, that's sap green light. Now we're going to use cream. Good, I have fine liners. Haven't used them on a page yet. So much to learn. Oh yeah, if it's the Staedtler fine liners, yeah, you're pretty safe to use them in any of the books. Cream, because they're a water-based marker. When you have risk of something bleeding through, it's either A, you've put too much ink on the page, and that really doesn't happen too often with the water-based ones unless you're really just like holding it there or going over and over and over and over again. But the soaking through happens more with alcohol markers. So like art markers and such. Okay, chestnut. use our white. Okay, there we go. All right, there are those leaves. Just slightly different. Yeah, no problem, Carol. Anytime. All right. Okay, we're going to use Copenhagen Blue, which is number 906. Okay. Then we're going to use True Blue, which is number 903. Leaving enough space for that third kind of light color. Okay, and then give this a quick sharpen. Okay, look at that. See, I hate it when the chunks get taken out. Makes me so sad. All right. Then Sky Blue Light. There we go. 10:29. Let's see. It's coming along. Let's see. Do we have time? I think we have time to do these ones. Okay. Do these flowers down here. Let's grab our Prussian green. Make sure we're in frame here. There we go. Just bought a pack of Paper Mania markers. They work great on canvas. I need to go back and get more. Oh, awesome, Yvonne. Do you have any issue, Yvonne, with like, because you know, a lot of canvases have like a minuscule amount of dust. Do you have any issue with that when you do it? I find that using markers, because I tried to use even art markers on a canvas, but I found that the minuscule amount of dust buildup really impeded the markers quite a bit. All right, and then let's use apple green. Give that a quick sharpen. And then the cream. We're actually going to pop this cream in the pencil extender. Not really. It's a Johanna one. My choices were rubbish, but used it for practice. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, there's the cream. So I think what's going to happen, because we have got most of the plants all done on here. So after I finish these flowers, we're going to go ahead and use that gold ink. Do any last embellishes that we want to do. And then on Wednesday morning stream, we're going to work on the background of this. And then we'll have plenty of time to work on it. Which means I gotta think of something good for it. It's just when it's framed like this, almost how can you not, you know? All right, there we go. All right, let's do... Let's do yellow, okay? So let's grab this goldenrod here and this deco yellow, because we don't have a ton of space to work with here. Okay. Make sure we're zoomed in. Yeah, we're good. All right, so we're gonna start at the top here. We've got yellow ochre, so we're gonna... Sorry, I mistakenly said goldenrod. I meant yellow ochre. Okay, then we're gonna use this deco yellow. We're going to use a little bit of chestnut. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. She says, hi, Emily. New to your channel. Well, thanks for stopping by, Michelle. You came at a good time. We are working on the last of the flowers on this page. And then we are going to be going over some ink, some special little bottled gold ink here in just a second. And then Wednesday, we'll be working on the background of this picture. Okay, using a little bit of chestnut just to darken the tips just a little bit. All right, let's zoom on out now, shall we? All right, not too shabby, not too shabby. Let's go ahead and zoom out just a tad. And let's get this in focus here. Is it gonna focus for me? There we go. All right. There we go. And then we're going to do a background and we'll work on the frame. But we've got a little under half an hour. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to use this new ink that we've got here. All right, so let me pick up these pencils real quick. Okay, and then we are going to go over this ink. I do not need this rolling onto the page, pencils rolling onto the page when we've got this wet ink. Thanks, Carol. All right. So, I almost knocked that over. I always blame the cat, but that one was almost me. All right, so here is what we have today. It comes in this little box. Okay, this is Winsor and Newton gold. Let's see. Give me a second. I'm going to focus on this. There we go. Winsor & Newton Gold Metallic Bronze Ink. I got this on Amazon. You can find it by just typing in !gold ink. It's only like $5 right now, which is great. It used to be a lot more expensive when I used it more regularly. But anyway, it comes in this handy little bottle. Now you can see I haven't shaken it. So see, I'm trying to do this in a way so you can see. Okay, there you go. If you can see it that way. All right. Do you see how the liquid and the gold has separated? If I turn it all the way on its side, you won't be able to tell. But you can see it's kind of settled there. But anyway, this is why it's so important that you shake it up. So one of the downsides of this is while you're using it, you do need to keep it, you know, shaken up. If you find that it's separating too much, go ahead and put the lid back on and shake it up some more. So before you use it, make sure the lid is on nice and tight. You definitely don't want gold ink all over the place. Give it a really good shake. All right, we'll reshake it here in just a second. You can use a number of different tools for this. You can use a dip pen if you're comfortable with it. Me personally, I have not mastered it. Half the time I end up scratching the paper and that just doesn't make me happy. So most of the time I just use a little paintbrush like this one. This one is just a Master's Touch, which is a Hobby Lobby brand. It's a round, it's 2/0. I like this kind of barrel on it because I feel like it's easier to hold when I'm painting with it. Let's see. The reason that I got this again, because it reminded me of it. One of my videos that probably has one of the most views, thank you, on it, uses this as a little touch up on the leaves. So I was just like, you know what, this seems like a good opportunity. So I went ahead and ordered some fresh stuff because mine has long since dried out. So it seemed like a good opportunity to give this another try. So that is what we're going to do. Before we do it on the paper, I want to show you again. I kind of showed it earlier in chat. We're going to switch this to manual here so I can kind of show you. Wrong way. Let's lighten that up a bit. Show you what it looks like here. Okay, so we're going to shake it up. We're going to take off the lid. I know it's blurry, but that's because I want to show you the inside of the bottle. Okay. Okay, so you can see kind of on the rim there how it's almost moving. There. Now you can see on the inside of the bottle it is. Like the ink in itself is moving. Like practically looks alive. But that's a big part is because the little flecks that are in there are so heavy, they're trying to separate and fall to the bottom. So that's why it's always trying to move. But it ends up, and you can see there on the rim, it ends up with a really cool kind of sparkle effect. Okay? So that is what we're going to use now. You can also use like what's in the cap a little bit if you wanted to. If you didn't want to dip your thing in there, you can see this is all still moving. And it's just because the little flecks in there are so heavy. Okay? So, let's bring this on in here. Okay. Okay. So we're going to give this a real good shake. All right, got a nice point on our brush here, okay? And I'm just going to very carefully dip in a little bit here, okay? You can see what I've got going on here. Okay. Now, it might be easier, because you can take this cap, because sometimes it's easier if you have a little bit more of a glob on the tip of it. So, I do sometimes tend to just use the lid here. There we go, that's what we're looking for. Now, depending on how much you leave on here, it will leave a little bit of a bump, which I actually kind of like. I like texture in my pictures. You can see it's still moving. Let's see, can I get any closer? I don't think I can. Make sure we're nice and in focus. Okay. And it sits on top of pencil really nice. Do a nice big spot here in the middle. I love the way that it still moves after you place it on there. Here we go. See, just like that. All right, now we'll move to the next one here. Just using the little cap here. Okay. Go. All right. There's that. Right? Isn't it, Carol? I love that it moves. Oh, most definitely, Abby. Most definitely. Yeah, right? It is. It's bubbling. It's like it's constantly moving. It's one of the reasons I love it. It's like science right on your page. Here we go. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cap back on and I'm going to shake it up again to get kind of a fresh little bit in my cap here. Because then one of the other fun things to do is to add, you know, extra embellishments. So we're going to give it a good shake. I'm going to take off the cap here. And now I've got kind of a fresh amount in my cap. So we're going to move that out of the way here. I definitely recommend working like left to right. How do you clean the brush afterwards? Just water. I just make sure that it's completely rinsed out. You'll be able to tell because, you know, whether or not there's still glitter in your brush. Okay, so where I did this gold gel pen before, because see, I didn't even finish off those dots there. I'm now going to use this here. There, see, and it's just, it sparkles like crazy. Go. Yeah, and it's still moving. I'm gonna guess you mean a picture of your shoe rather than your actual shoe. Because I don't know how well it would hold up being on an actual shoe. But I do love this ink. I forgot how much I love it. Is it water-based? That's a good question. Let's look at the bottle. It says... ink may be thinned with distilled water. So I'm going to say, yeah, because it doesn't have a smell to it at all. It doesn't have any kind of smell. And because you can thin it out with distilled water, then I would say, yeah, it is water-based. Yeah, because it has zero smell to it. If you want to look it up on Amazon, just type in !gold ink in chat, and that will bring up the link for you. Yeah, it's on Amazon. Yeah, and it's only like $5-ish. So just type in !gold ink, and that will bring up the link for you. Now, obviously, I'm creating larger dots here, so I'm not following the dots exactly that are on the page, but it works. Well, it helps that because my hand does shake a lot on its own, but I mean, I'm really gripping the life out of my paintbrush here, and I'm resting it on the page as well. If I was not resting my hand on the page, I would seriously struggle. I couldn't drink coffee before doing this. I know, right? Exactly. Okay, so then one of the other things I do, which is what I did in that video of the leaf coloring. Ooh, don't want to dip the corner of that in it. Is I go ahead and I take the gold ink and I just add my own embellishments along the edge of the leaf. Just like so. Because once your brush is pretty saturated, it makes it pretty easy to drop down dots. You don't have to really move your paintbrush around too much. And it does. It gives your picture a bit of texture, which I love. There we go. All right, let's do just a little bit over here. I should have done this side first, otherwise I'm gonna ding that, but it's okay. I'll be careful. Here we go. Let's do some up here. And you can see now this stuff up here, how it looks when it smears. You just have like a lot of gold glitter, because if you think about it, the gold color, it's concentrated because of the glitter. So when you smear it, it's essentially clear liquid mixed with gold glitter. So really you just have a lot of gold glitter smeared across your page mostly. In fact, here, give me 1 second. I'll show you something here. Okay. Let's grab just any piece of paper here. Here we go. This is just standard computer paper. This isn't anything special. So let's get a little bit of this ink here. Okay. So you can see it's kind of clear, and then when you smear it, you're essentially just smearing. You can see where it's clear, and then you're just smearing that glitter. See what I mean? So that's what it looks like. Think like, yeah, like I said, almost Wink of Stella like. Oh yeah, I'm sure it could. All right, we're gonna shake it up again. That's the thing though, is that to keep the a good amount of gold flecks in it that you want for the kind of effect you're going for, you do want to shake it up. Make sure that you're shaking it up more often than not. I guess it has a tiny bit of a smell, but it's not much. Yeah, plus doing it in the cap, I find I'm less likely to spill it than constantly dipping in the large. Plus, this part of the brush isn't gonna get all dirty with gold ink. You know, if you touch the edge of the bottle or something, because then I inevitably get it on my fingers, and then I get it on my page, and it's a mess. It's a big mess. All right, let's do these down here real quick. Oh, and we should do the middle of that blue flower too. Yeah, no problem, Joanna. Oh, sorry, I wasn't in frame. That was my bad. I apologize. There we go. Okay. There we go. A little bit more. We got these little leaves up here. And we need to do to this yellow flower what we did to the other yellow flowers. I'm going to get a little bit more ink in the lid here. I know, right? It's neat. I love it. You know, once it dries, it obviously stops bubbling, but in the meantime, it's pretty cool. Whoop, whoop, almost dropped the lid. Yeah, see? Got some on my fingers. But I'll just wipe it on that piece of paper there. That's what happens when I'm not paying attention. That's the downside about bottled ink, is there's always the risk of totally spilling it all over your page. Taylor and Brownie, but it looks the same. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is Windsor and Newton, so maybe that's the same thing in another country. I will say that this definitely tends to stand out a little bit better than just your standard gold gel pen. Which, you know me, I'm all about tooting the horn of the sleechy metallic gel pens, but this particular gold ink has that gel pen beat, like, hands down. No question. Okay. Instead of that purple, we're going to use this. There we go. Add a little bit there. Yep, me too, Yvonne. Me too. All right, we're going to pop over and put a little bit on this blue butterfly here. Yeah, you can see I got these two close together, so the bubbles do join a little bit if you don't keep them far enough apart. Okay. You know what? I was going to use green gel pen on this little part here, but let's be fun and let's just use the gold here. There we go. Yeah, the fact that it still moves once you put it down is always pretty cool. Yeah, there you go. Yep, jinx. So I'm gonna go, actually, no, I'll save it for just a second. I don't want to get up and accidentally turn off stream like I did the other day, so I just wiped it on a piece of paper for now. As soon as we're done here, I'm gonna go rinse this real good. But you definitely want to try, if you're done with it, rinse it sooner rather than later because you don't want that to dry on there. All right, so let's zoom on out here. Okay, we'll see our product. We got a lot done today, but we're not done with it yet. We're going to make a background for it on Wednesday and do the border. But the flower and the butterflies are all done. So on Wednesday, we're going to do the border and then we'll do some sort of background. I haven't decided what we're going to do yet, but we are definitely going to do one. Okay, so with that, I know my Mondays have to be strict about what time I end, but I am going to go ahead and call it here. Don't forget to check out that review video about that Arteza coloring book if you are interested. There's a 10% off coupon code in the description. Again, the ink that we used today was the Winsor & Newton gold ink. You can find that here, ! gold ink. And the Arteza coloring book is here at ! Arteza CB. But anyway, join us again on Wednesday morning where we're going to color the border and the background. And then after that, sounds good, Yvonne, we'll be live Friday evening. I don't know what we're going to do yet. I haven't decided, but I will keep you all posted. All right. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you. And with that, I am going to go ahead and call it, and I will see you all Wednesday morning. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.